Yeah. Look. Speaking of conquest, I'm deep in your conscience. You recently digressed, but secretly digest about anything I bless, anything I stress.
So welcome to my podcast. It's called Speak Your Mind, where obviously I'm about to have y'all speak your mind.
Okay, you ready?
So before we go there though, I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourself. So y'all wanna go like youngest to oldest?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my name, like my social name, not my actual name. Just letting you know. So you say it. And then
You know what to call me. Don't call me by my government.
right. So yeah, that's established. We're good.
Okay. All right, we're good.
Whatever name you want to use, it don't really matter to me. Like, what did you want people to call you?
So, I am Iman Elise of Onyx Supremacy.
And I'm Foreign Love. That's it. I don't know.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it.
All right.
That was the most humble introduction, but yeah.
You know.
Okay.
That's what I was
All right, so I usually got a different first intro question, but my new intro question is like, what's like your top 3 songs that like bring you back to a place like that you like can't forget? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you hear a song, you be like, damn, that just really like took me back to 90 whatever, 2000 whatever. You know, you got a song like that or like a few songs like that?
Yeah, I actually have a few too.
So who want to go first?
You go ahead.
So, my top one would be Own It by Drake.
Uh-huh.
That one right there, that really takes me back to like my senior year of high school days, because that whole album dropped my senior year of high school, and that was kind of like my get it through the year, grind it out song. You know, like that song was on repeat, and I don't know, when I listen to that song, it just takes me back, like, you know, like, own this, like you got this shit, own this shit,
Right.
get it done. Yeah, that would be my first one, and then the other two I would have to think about, but that was the first one that popped in my head.
You want to drop yours now? You know?
Yeah, my first one would be Fed Up. I'm not like sure how to pronounce the name of the artist, but it starts with an R.
Okay. Is
but-
this an R&B song or just a rap song?
Yeah, it is. It's a really slow song, really mellow. Like it takes me to like breakups, honestly, but it's a part of my life where I can't forget. So it's important. But I really love the song. Like his vocals are amazing.
Just hitting all them notes.
Exactly.
Made you a little emotional.
You know, like because of how deep it is, and like when you hear a song like so. That just warms your heart, you know, just makes you want to sing it out, just makes you want to like dance, just or whatever it is. Like that's perfect. That's how that song is for me. Like,
man, I'm at that. Man, you got to find out that artist name.
For real, I might. It's right there. And then
that's actually a hard question to think of your top 3.
Yeah, my second one would be Spiteful by Party Next Door.
Oh,
I gotta write these down too. I'm trying to
I see
because exactly because the way like Party Next Door, like
how you gonna bring out
Say
all of the painful memory songs?
It's just like the truthful. Like the first one isn't painful memories. It's actually like a good memory. Like I got over that relationship and I moved forward. But it's still like what he was saying in the song made me like reminisce on that relationship. So that's why that's important. You know, like why that song's important. It made me understand that like there's better stuff in this world. You know, like you're never gonna be stuck. You can't be stuck on one person. Like there's always gonna be plenty of fish in the sea.
Right.
So
Yeah, right.
that's what that one was. And then Spiteful, it's just like it's Party Next Door. That song, if you
It's
hear
just one of them
that,
songs.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I heard that shit. Man, I gotta look it up.
It's so good. I can't think of the third one right now. Or okay, Summer Walker, Body.
Body. That's on the new album?
Yeah.
Body. Summer Walker, that's my babe.
That song just
See,
makes
I
me
thought you was
dance.
gonna be pulling out some throwbacks or something, but
Nah.
I keep forgetting the generational difference.
Exactly. Like I
I'm
can't
like,
think
my
of old
throwbacks is
songs.
like-
when I think of old songs or like older songs, like 2016, like being on, I think of just like I didn't have fun. I wasn't active.
Yeah,
I wasn't social. Like I was in this little ball.
Itty bitty.
Yeah. So it's different for me than it would be for y'all. That's all.
I would say one newer song that really hits me is Time by Sebastian Michael. I just listened to it like 3 times yesterday.
Sebastian, I'm writing all of these down.
Time by Sebastian Michael. That song is like, it's just one of my favorite like vibe songs right now.
What is it about?
It's about like spending time. Like, we could spend all day out if you want. I got everything to turn you on. You know, for you, I got time. It's just he's singing a love song to his girl. Like, I got time for you, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll make time for you. We could spend all day just chilling if you want to.
So that's how you want somebody to talk to you?
It's just like, yeah, it's like, it's a vibe. It's like a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want somebody to be like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of time for you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like she was saying, with the vocals and with the, you know, everything, with the instrumentals and everything, I feel like I really couldn't find nobody else to sing that song the way that he did, or who could do it better besides Miguel. I could say Miguel might be able to do a little something with that, but the way he sung that song, you could tell it was from his heart. And that song touches me because I could feel it. Like, it's just one of them songs, like, you could just feel it. Like, it makes you want to put it on repeat a couple times, you know?
Damn.
That's definitely how fed up. I'm trying to find the artist. I was just looking for it. But
Yeah, please do. We'll look that up for sure. For sure. Man, damn, that's even a tough question for me, honestly. I think for me, man, I done had so many fucking traumatic moments.
See, that's what I was trying to steer away
mine
from.
Is like, all right, so my breakup, like, so it was Chris Brown dropped the album Fame, and it was a song like I Should Have Kissed You. I think that's what it was. So me and my girlfriend like just got into it, and like, for some reason, I don't know why I was playing that song when I left her fucking house, because I'm like crying and shit. Can't even see the road and shit. I'm driving and I'm listening to that song like, man. So like when that song like comes on like on shuffle or some shit, I just immediately go back to that moment. Like, damn.
That's that shit.
Like, bro, I was so fucked up. Like, damn. You know, but like you said, like, you know, you get over it and then you can like actually accept it. But it was a moment that did like hit for me though, for sure. Yeah, music be hitting though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard to pick, you know, only 3 songs, because
like,
my playlist is maybe 5,000.
Right. Yeah,
I got so many times in your life.
I got like 500 songs of just pure anger and rage, and find another 500 of just me being sad and depressed. And
Oh, okay. So what about this though? Because I used to do this shit with Eminem, because that's like my dark artist. Like, did you like purposely turn on like mad music when you was upset?
I did. I have done that before. I used to have an entire like maybe 200 song playlist of just like
Dark shit.
Yes, and it wasn't even dark. Like, it was just it was rappers, or it was like honestly bitches that are just like expressing how they feel,
right,
you know?
And
that's what I felt like I couldn't do. So I just put in my headphones and let other people do it for me.
For me, it was like, in high school, I went to a predominantly white high school, so I used to get picked on for the color of my skin a lot.
Okay.
So I used to have a whole playlist where I would just, like, you come into school, you already know what you're about to be walking into. My whole bus right there, I'm listening to what is it, Roman's Revenge with Nicki Minaj and Eminem. Like, I was ready. I was going crazy. Like, in my head, I was going crazy. Like, I'm about to walk in here and nobody's gonna want to fuck with me. I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But just like, yeah, definitely songs like that, just moments like that. I've never really been the type of person that'll play like purposely sad songs and shit after a breakup, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, the songs that be getting me be the songs that me and my ex would listen to together, like ours, you know what I'm saying? Like If You Knew by Tank, like, that used to be our shit. Oh my gosh, you know, like, if we were to ever get married, that would be that song. But that shit come on my playlist, I'm like, I gotta skip this one. Like, I don't even want to go there right now. I can't listen to this song right now, let alone even hear Tank's voice, you know. Like, I'm kind of cool.
Tank's voice get you all the way fucked up.
Man, it's like, you know,
around the artist, like
like, do you be feeling like you like connected with the artist, like when you be going through some shit and they be hitting on it?
Of course.
You be like, yeah, you feel me for real, like, you my best friend.
Yeah, that's the playlist. Like, that's where all his songs come from. Like, when you hear a song, that's automatically how it works. It's like, I feel what this person is saying, or like, you know, I'm messing with it. I can relate to it. Something like that. That's every song that you ever listen to. Like, you've had one of those thoughts in your head.
That's why music is universal. They say music's gonna be something that's like generational. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's never gonna end. Never. And it's just for that reason.
Yeah, because everybody can be touched by it. Like, it don't got no category. Like, you feel it. Yeah, I feel that way, like, with Adele. Like,
That's my
man,
girl.
her shit be like, I feel like I be going through the breakup with her. Like, jeez, bro.
Yeah, she is deep. What was that artist name that did that one song? It was a really dark song, but it came out like 2016 something. It was Royal or something like that. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Her. That's
yeah, that
who
shit be bopping,
Adele.
though.
Yeah, she's dope too.
And she hasn't come out with anything in a while.
She has. She
No.
actually has an album, but it's like
Probably not that
nothing.
good.
It's mainstream,
Yeah.
and that's the reason why it's not hype no more.
Yeah.
It's because it's like
commercial shit.
yeah, exactly. She's not herself no more.
I
and
found
you
the
can tell.
song.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
word.
it's Raheem. Raheem.
Oh, Raheem. All right, yeah, I'm about to definitely write that down.
I don't know. I heard it. I was playing some playlist. It was just on shuffle, and it came up, and I was like, "Wow, I've never." It was just automatic.
It was, like,
this
right
has
on
to be added
time.
up to my playlist. I have to shuffle. Like I gotta listen to it again.
Yo,
like,
those be the best when some shit just pop up. You be like, damn, how you know?
exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
like, ooh, who this?
Exactly.
They speaking to me. Who this?
Thanks.
What you say? That's
All right,
crazy.
so now I kind of got y'all calm now. Now I can ask the deep shit. So,
Look, I'm like, am I ready?
no, I'm just playing. Okay, so do you have like speaking of like relating to like artists, like do you have somebody that you like role model your life off of? Like, you know, it could be an artist or it could be like a family member. Like somebody who you kind of look up to and mold yourself off of, like somebody you would want to be, you know, like want people to look up you like too, like in that same fashion. You got somebody?
I don't necessarily have like an idol per se, or like anybody like you said that I look up to, just because I feel like everybody goes through something and everybody's different. You know, like you can't look at somebody else's life and think like I want that, because you don't know what they went through to get there. Like you might not want that. You don't know what it's like being in their position anyway, like being in their shoes every day. So it's like just being you and being comfortable being you is like perfectly fine for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel like there's that. Like, you definitely always be your own person. But I mean, like, for me, I'm a creative director. So, of course, I'm always looking at what everybody's doing. You know what I'm saying? I have to look at, like, I have a list of people who I'm like, okay, I'm taking bits and pieces of how they did it, and I'm studying it, and I'm putting it in my own ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely think Diddy is an influential person in the music industry, just because he's been a producer, he's been a rapper, he's been, you know, a director, literally the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Another person who I really look up to is Rihanna, because she's not only a musician, she's an actress, she's, you know, a fashion mogul. Like, she's literally dipped her hand in a little bit of everything, and now she's one of the biggest paid singers of our generation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just bits and pieces. It's really not about being what they are, but it's about, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do this shit too.
Right.
I could do this shit too. Like, they look at where they started. You know what I'm saying? And all they did was grind and grind and grind and grind, and this is where they're at now. You know what I'm saying? So it's taking what they've done and it's turning it into motivation and fuel for myself. It's not wanting to be per se what they are, like necessarily like having an idol, like she said, but it's like, okay, it's just it's motivation. You have people who motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, all right. So speaking of motivation, this is my real question, my speak your mind question. Like, what do you feel like your life purpose is? Like your God-given life purpose, like why you was put here on this earth to do, like before it's all said and done. Like
To be real, I feel like I was put on the earth to touch people, to help people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a very people-loving person. I feel like I give respect to everybody unless I'm given a reason not to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just go and demand respect or, you know, demand anything from anybody. I'm a very humble person, and I like to give back to people. I like to help people accomplish their goals. I don't like seeing people down. We had this conversation yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever I can do to help, you know what I'm saying? I help. I'm a creative director. I've worked with so many musicians just based off of me believing in their talent, me believing in their dream, and believing in their hustle. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about, and it's not never because I want something in return. So I really feel like I was put on this earth to touch somebody, and I feel like that's something in the music industry. We come from Denver, Colorado, where it's only 3.5% black. There's literally no support for black-owned business or artists or, you know, anything out there because there's not enough of us to push each other.
Right.
So just with that being said, like, we all need somebody. We all start at the same place. You know what I'm saying? We all have something that we want to accomplish in our lives. And I bust my ass. You know what I'm saying? I have people who call me and need places to stay. I have people who call me and say, hey, I'm looking for a job. Can you help me put together a resume? You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. And it's all because I love to do that. I have people call me like, hey, I just got the job. You made that resume. You know what I'm saying? That makes me feel good. So it's like just that feeling, that's fuel enough for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't ever become the richest person ever, if I don't ever have, you know, 500,000 in my bank account, if I have that credit enough for people to say, yeah, she helped me in my time of need, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's what I live for. So just to touch people, to help people, to be like that helping hand.
Yeah, that's hard.
For me, I'm not necessarily sure what I was called to do. I feel like the most that I've noticed that I've like left an impact on people, like a lot of friends, a lot of like exes, a lot of family members, where it's just like I put a little bit of me in you, you know? I shined a light on you, and I tried to be like a good person all around, so that way like people look at me and it's like, oh yeah, like she's cool, you know? Like that person definitely, like, you know, like she's cool, basically. Like I just want people to look at me and say like she's like the one, you know?
She a dope ass person.
Like
exactly.
You want to
exactly.
have
Like,
that contagiousness.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
That's
that
pretty
makes
much
sense.
it. Like I can't. I feel like I'm too young to tell. Like I don't know what.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you just gotta find out. You gotta ask yourself, like, well, ask those people, because if you left the impact, you gotta be like, well, what about me is it that shines for y'all?
And they, they don't even know. I've asked people that so many times, and it's just like, no, it's just you. You know, it's just that energy that you give out, that vibe that you have. Like you're just a dope ass person. And that's all they can say. It's like you can't pick like little things about me and be like, this is this is it.
It's because everything makes up you
and adds it up. So
yeah. So I mean,
you get it from your sister too. So.
Yeah, like our whole family is just like chill. You know, yes, exactly. Like we're cool people. That's I can say that for sure.
Well, you just gotta find out a way now to just like, if you know you're contagious with your energy. Now you gotta find out to just get it out there all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's when your purpose becomes your passion, because you be like, all right, so how can I drive this thing as hard as I can drive it? You know. So how do you drive it as hard as you do? Like you say you want to help people. Like so you said like resumes or whatever. You just want to give it out. You're not looking for nothing in return. You just get the fulfillment from the give. So you just be like, shit, I'm just trying to give as much as possible.
Oh yeah, exactly. I've reached out to so many people who like started businesses and just been like, hey, I'm about to make you some business cards so you can get you some business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just stuff like that. And everybody's like, it just, I don't know. It's just a feeling like, man.
You can't explain it.
I can't explain it. I actually had a situation, a few weeks ago, and it was my first week back out here. And she was actually there, and my niece was there. So I had flew out here, you know, just to come network and work. And I had been feeling like, man, like, I don't know, like, maybe I should go back home. Like, maybe I shouldn't be traveling as much right now. And literally, like, a day after I got, like, all of these feelings and emotions and stuff, I got news that one of my best friends back home got shot 3 times. So I was really at a point where I was like, man, like, I need to go home. But luckily I had my sister and my niece there, and they were like, you know what, like, nah, you can't go back home and just give up, because like, he wouldn't want you to give up. He didn't pass away, he's still here, thank God. But you know what I'm saying, they were just like, you can't give up. And, you know, I was telling them, like, a week before I flew out here and a week before he got shot, he was just at my house changing my locks and telling me how he needed my help starting a maintenance company. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me, he was like, when you get back from Cali, when you touch back down, like, I'm going to have everything together. I'm going to need you to help me, you know, register my business and everything and think of a logo. And I'm like, okay, bet. Like, I got you. Let's do it. I get the news that he got shot. I was ready to give everything up, but it was just motivation that I just need to keep going hard. You know what I'm saying? Because just being able to have that interaction with him, like, that could have been my last interaction with him. And my last interaction with him was him showing me how I motivate him to want to do something. You know what I'm saying? How I motivate him to want to get up and actually own property. We were talking about owning property and buying stocks and just the whole 9. So it's just like, that feeling right there. You said we was getting deep. I'm feeling it right now. I'm like, man, that right there though, that's been my biggest motivation for like this past month. Is just knowing, like, okay, like, I gotta live every day like it's my last, and I gotta go hard for not only myself but for my people, you know.
Facts. Yeah, I mean, because, like, I read this book, it's called Drive, actually, and it asks those specific questions, like, what are you really doing it for? Because most people don't even know what they're doing, first off. But then, like, the people who do know what they're doing, it's like, well, what are you doing it for? Like, what's the outcome? Like you said, like, you're just going to use that as motivation to keep it going. Because you was already motivated before, so why stop now?
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people don't have that. And I think it's like, especially like from families, my family didn't really push me for shit. I was like self-made, you know. But a lot of families too, like, they don't believe in you until they see you like on some shit like this. And they be like, oh, wow. And you be like, bro, like, if you just believed in me, like, I would have got
I was trying to tell you the whole time.
yeah, like, bro, like, I'm dope. And they be like, no. So that's why you gotta, like you said, like, you know you contagious. So it's like, I'm a dope ass light. Like, everybody about to know me, like, everywhere, because, like, that's my thing now. And it make you feel good.
Exactly.
So that is your
And it be
purpose,
for the right things too. Like, okay, you know, I ain't have to do nothing effective to get here.
Exactly.
Yeah, the intent is always the most important thing. Like, why are you doing it? Like, I posted something on my Instagram today about don't make money the mission. You know, just make the mission, and then the money will come. But it's hard, like, living in this world. I know people be like, man, I ain't trying to go homeless, or I gotta eat, I gotta do what I gotta do to survive. But it's like, you really gotta trust and believe in yourself. Like, bro, I am the most powerful thing amongst everything. Like, everything is gonna work. But that's a hard thing to just say, because most people ain't there.
And they're not. It really takes you going through like that one, like, it takes one situation for you to be like,
Or a few situations.
or a few, one or a few, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I went through it a few times. I don't remember all the times before, but I know that one last time I was like, shh, man, oh,
Like, that's
like,
my
I'm
last
done.
straw.
Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like, oh my God.
But like, that's that learning moment, you know. Like, as
It
soon
is.
as you
It's like,
hit
it's that
I'm
self-evaluation
definitely tired of
moment.
this. Yeah.
And I think I hit that moment coming into this new year, this new decade. Like, it was weird because everything happened like the week of New Year's. Like, just everything changed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it really is a new year. God damn.
Yeah, for
like,
real.
Shit. Damn, it hit me like that. And I don't know, but everything has just been flowing. Like, it's been smooth. It's been a good year so far. I'm not gonna lie.
It's consistency. It's consistency, man. Like, I've been going hard personally for the past 6 months. So this new year for me was just like my 6th month. I'm like, bro, like, I'm almost there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, another 6 months and you'll be alright, good.
Exactly.
super rich. But no, I think that's what makes us the best though. Like going through those moments. Because the guy told me this coincidentally. Because I turned 28 this year. And he was like, every 7 years of your life, you go through a transformation. He was like, you can look back to 21, 14. If you can remember 7, something happened significant that dramatically changed your whole path, you know? So, like, with you being 19, like, you got one coming up in, like, 2 years. It's going to fuck your whole shit up. But, like, if you know that, like, and, if people were telling you that, you could kind of prepare, but you really can't prepare for anything. But you just got to know, like, this is your time.
Right, like, it's coming. Like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I know it's going to happen.
Exactly. That's the thing, too. Like, I feel
Intuition.
like, yeah, I don't want to wait. Like, I would rather know what's going to happen before, like, it happens. And it's not possible, but...
Are you sure you want to know that? I mean,
because
I
it would
don't know
save...
if I would want to know that.
It would save you, like, so much energy. It would save you so many emotions. And it's just, like, get straight to the
but
point.
if you knew what was going to happen before it happened, you would not learn anything. Because you would already... You know what I'm saying? Like
You'd already know, but at least you know. Like,
you don't think so?
I don't want to have to do this, you know. If it's something I can avoid, like, if it's something... that it's just like this one little thing that you did that you could have like not did that changed the whole situation around type of thing.
Okay.
It would be so much nicer to know that one thing that you shouldn't have done
was going to blow your whole thing
Right,
up.
like shit.
like it's because it could be there's this one little thing that'll just drop your whole life.
Your whole
It's
shit
going
just
to
get-
like a
She
little
said
hill.
drop your whole life.
when I be thinking about like life is just like roller coasters. It's like mountains. It's like a series of hills type of thing. Like there's ups and downs all the time.
You just got to have balance
exactly
all the time.
And it's like it's hard to find balance. Like what exactly can you do to find balance in life?
I can tell you what you could do. I got a theory, right?
Okay.
You got to go, like, if it's balanced, that means you got to take it as far down as it can go, and then you got to take it as far up as you can go. Or something traumatic has to happen in their life before they finally take on their powers and their responsibility and be like, all right, now I'm about to be the man, you know? So in order to find your balance, you kind of either got to wait for your traumatic experience to happen, or it happens, and then you make the choice, like, okay, where am I going to go from here? Do I go back down or do I go back up? Because now you at the middle, like when that shit happens. Like I give you a prime example of me. I had a bunch of traumatic shit happen to me. So I could just name off some shit. So, my ex-girlfriend, like she had aborted my child, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't want that to happen. So that was a traumatic thing for me. I had a loss. But now, like, I literally, like, bust my ass as if I do got kids at home that I got to feed, you know? So it's like, would I have been working this hard if that loss never happened? You know? You got to ask yourself that stuff so when you do go through that traumatic experience, know that it's a lesson in it. Because the lesson is how you find your balance.
Growth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, are you going to keep going or are you going to stop? You know, like, people commit suicide. You be like, God, it's too much for me. Like, but it had to happen regardless. And I think that's what people got to understand. They be like, well, why did, you know? Because it's crazy that you said that, like, so I got a question for you. If you could see, or if you knew, like, when you were going to die, like, how would you live the rest of your life? If you had, let's say, 2 to 3 years.
It depends on how I'm gonna die.
Why does that, but you're going to die regardless, though.
Because it's like, if you die from a car accident, like I probably wouldn't be driving if I figured out that I would die from a car accident.
So you think you're going to dodge it?
You know, exactly. I would dodge every little thing.
So you don't want to
But
die.
at the same time, I feel like it would just happen where God is like, all right, I'm going to put you in
Like,
a car.
no.
You're going to be in the back seat, but you still going to get into a car accident and die. It's just like, you can't avoid it either way, but it's, I just want to.
So you going to spend the rest of your days trying to figure out how to not die?
Yes.
But what?
That's
so
like that
because-
movie on Netflix. I mean, that show, Russian Doll. And she spends all this time trying to figure out why she keeps dying.
Yeah, on her birthday.
And she just keeps dying, and it's just like,
Yeah.
it's just a never-ending cycle. She just wants to know why she keeps dying, and she can't figure it out because she keeps dying, and she's like, fuck.
Exactly.
So it's like, why not just live your life then? If you know you're going to die, don't worry about trying to stop the death. Like, just live it out how you would live it out.
Yeah, the only difference between that is that she kept coming back, and if you die, you ain't coming back.
Exactly. She had chances. She had not second chances. She had about 30 chances.
55.
Something.
Okay, so with us having one, let's just like hypothetically, if you had 3 years, like what would you do in the next 3 years to like really make the rest of your life like?
Make as much money as I could possibly make in 3 years to give my family some. You just threw me off. So damn, you don't even.
I'ma save all this money for 3 years, and then when I'm about to die, I'ma go spend it. I'ma go YOLO.
Why would you spend it?
YOLO.
When you die, you
I'ma
can't
go
do
spend it. I'ma
shit
go buy a
with none of that
yacht. I'ma go
shit.
buy a yacht. I'ma
But
go
you
buy a house.
Oh, so you gonna buy?
You
You
can't
gonna
enjoy
invest
it,
in
though.
things
And then
for
just
me, so that I can capitalize on your investment when you gone. Because when you
I'm
leave me
putting my
that
will on, be like,
$50,000 yacht,
nothing
I'ma
to
sell
mine.
it and I'ma flip it for what it's worth. Like that's what that is. I'm sitting here
You
like.
don't have to give that
I'ma
money to my
just,
kids.
you know, I'ma make
Oh, no, I'm not gonna have
$300,000
kids.
and just put it in a savings account. And I was just definitely about to say I'ma leave my little sister like a good $100,000 for her. She over here like I'm going shopping for
I know.
all
I'm
y'all.
finna spend
Like,
all the money. We finna buy
I'm
houses.
hurt.
We finna buy boats. We finna buy islands. Like, I promise you.
okay, if you taking me to go buy all of that, I guess I can't complain.
Like, I make
So
sure
would-
my family
would you
set
like-
up.
Or do you like take any trips, or like would you like get married before, or would you like try to
Yes.
have kids? Like
I would probably honestly go into the military too. Like, I just do everything that's on my bucket list. 3 years before I die, I try to do everything.
You have some interesting.
So
outlooks.
the military, here's why. Because you never know what's really going on in our government until you experience stuff firsthand. And we can't experience stuff firsthand because we ain't nowhere near the government. You know, like if you're in the army, you know exactly what's going on. You know what the president's trying to do. You know where you're going and where the wars
I
are.
don't care about none of that.
I'm gonna just go in for like a month and then I'm gonna just,
That's not how
Okay,
it
well-
I'm gonna disappear. They ain't gonna find me. I'm gonna be
tell
like
you.
Tupac. They might Cuba, Jamaica.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna tell you
god.
something. Maybe you don't know this because you just met me, but I did 8 years in the Air Force, so it doesn't work like that. For sure.
Please tell her.
Definitely
This child.
Can't leave.
contractually obligated. Like, no, you can't leave.
You can't leave at all.
It's called AWOL, and then that's called absent without leave, and they're gonna come arrest you. So,
What if you like leave the country?
Yeah, they're gonna find you.
I'm waiting for her. Like what?
They gonna find you.
They
You're
gonna
like you're
find
serving
you.
this country.
Oh my gosh.
Like that's messed up. That is messed
You
up.
forced it.
What if what if I told him I'm dying? What if I was like I'm dying? I only got 3 years to live, and this
Then
my
they're not
last
gonna
year.
let you in.
What what if I get in and say it?
And
they
then
gonna
you
have
do
to
it?
be, yes,
Well, you
yes.
know-
She
that-
said it's my dying wish.
Well, you know, the contract is 4 to 6 years, so you ain't even gonna make the contract.
Exactly. See, that's all bad.
I think you should think about doing something happy, like
You
maybe
know,
going
right.
to Paris or something like
I
that.
don't know. Have y'all ever? There was a story that I know y'all had to read in high school. I forgot what it was called, but it was like this man, and he was hunting. Like he invited a bunch of people to this random ass island.
You're
And,
talking
yeah,
about what is it called?
I don't know. Tell me.
They invited people to these random ass islands, and then he
I
hunted them
can't
down. He hunted this person down. Actually, it was only one person. I think the other people
I
died on the boat.
cannot think about the name of that freaking story.
But yeah, so it's just this really wealthy person. He has an island and he sends out like some sort of invite to a bunch of people, and they're like on the boat. They're going to the island, and like everybody dies except for like maybe 2-3 people. They get stranded or something like that. But one of the people get to the island, and they're like, okay, like what's going on type thing, like ready to experience whatever was on the
Island life.
invite.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And so basically he gets there, he's living his life, you know, enjoying the island, enjoying the views, and he sees this guy's house and he's like looking at all these like hunting things on his wall, like the animal heads and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's all like, okay, so this guy's a hunter.
Facts.
This rich person is all like, okay, well, I don't know what he said. Like he was about to go to sleep or something, and then he told the guy to like go leave and just like run, like you have maybe like X amount of time to hide, and
right.
you know. And then the guy went to go hunt him. And that was that. I honestly don't remember the rest of the story, but the moral of it for me was that, like,
This is what you gonna do.
you only live once.
So you gonna be the
know?
hunted or the hunter?
I'm gonna be the hunter. Honestly, I'm
Her
finna learn how to
eyes.
shoot.
Learning so much about my little sister right now, bro. I'm telling you, I
I
have
will learn how to
never.
shoot, and I will be hunting people down. Like,
Yo.
I'm
I'm gonna
learning-
invite all my
I'm-
exes. Anybody who ever
scared.
did me dirty,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you an invite. Like, you know what? My apologies. It was my fault. Come to this island real quick. You know, we gonna celebrate. You know, we gonna let's live it up real
I'm
quick.
weak.
You know, I miss you. What they be saying? They be like,
What happened to turn the other day? Like,
I'm gonna
damn.
invite them all to an island, and that's gonna be the very last thing that I do before I die. I promise you.
Wow. Okay,
just-
all right. That's
I might even invite a couple of people and then have them invite their
I
exes. It's
forgot
gonna
what
be a
the whole
game.
topic
Oh,
was.
God,
She
me
threw
too.
me all the way off. Like, I'm like, whoa, what were we even talking
We were talking
about?
about what you would do.
I
before
gotta
you
start
died.
asking this more. This is my first time asking that question. Like, this might be
Man,
a go-to
so-
question now. I'm like, damn.
I'm just saying, sometimes if karma don't get these people before I do, it's a done deal. Y'all gonna see. They gonna see this invite in the mail talking about this is an all-paid trip to the Bahamas or something. It's gonna
I'm
send them
not
to
in
this
it.
island real quick.
I ain't got
I'm
nothing
gonna
to
have
do
some
with it.
tigers up in there hunting with me.
Tripping. Speaking of some tigers, that's what I want to do. I would definitely go on a safari. Like, I want to go on a safari. I want to go to a jungle, though. Not like a desert safari, but like a jungle safari, you know?
Okay. Yeah, that's fire.
That would be crazy.
I
I'm
would
trying to think
definitely
of
do
where
that.
one
I actually
is.
want to do that. Like, dang.
Like the
I need to get my
Amazon.
passport.
You can go to Thailand and you could play with the tigers and shit.
They have
I'm scared.
They be doped up though. I feel so bad for them because they just
That's-
drug them up.
That's another thing. Like, I would do everything that I'm scared to do now. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like
Because that definitely would be scary as shit. Like, I was over there playing with some tigers.
something,
But that's why you gotta live your life like
Man,
you are
you
like
know?
about to be out of here any day. Like you gotta take them risks every day. Like and you just be like, you can't let
See,
that
my
stop
problem
See,
right now is my
I-
pockets.
I don't think I can afford that, and it's
To
like,
buy-
look, I can't be taking no risk without no pistol. I need everywhere I go, I'm gonna need to have a safe house with some
Man.
guns, like Columbiana or
Exactly.
something. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm gonna live my life, but I ain't trusting folks that I can't understand. I'm sorry.
Facts.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely told myself I wanted to adopt an Ethiopian child, but Ethiopia shut that down for me now, so I have to
Oh,
rethink
yeah.
that.
You
I've
don't wanna-
always
you don't want to have
definitely.
your own kid.
Of course, I want to have my own kid, but I don't know. Like, it's just,
Something about
it's a
taking a kid
passion.
out of a bad
It's
situation.
like, I'm just passionate about kids. I've always wanted to adopt a kid from like a third world country and just, you know, like be able to like change that baby's life. Like, you know, like you almost died and I'm here now and I love you. Like,
be
I
like
have a
shit.
puppy. And my puppy, I've had him since he was 3 months old. And that's like, I mean, not 3 months old, 3 weeks old. So I got him way too early. He was found like basically wandering like Colfax by himself as a little puppy. And the lady who gave him to me found him. And so like my bond with my son, like that's how I feel. It's like, oh, I love you. Like you've been through so much and I just want to love you.
Exactly.
You know?
That's the thing too. Like, I just want to love people. You know, like I don't care who you are. Like, I just want to make you feel better. Like, you never know what people go through on a daily basis. So if I can like open the door for you, smile at you, like if I can shake your hand, if I can just have a simple conversation with you that just makes you feel like, wow, this person.
Even if it's just for a second,
Exactly.
just smile.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
just that. I just want to make somebody happy. Make everybody, as many people as I can happy. Like, I remember, well, this actually didn't happen that long ago. I was at O'Reilly's the other day and I was getting some oil for my car. And this old guy was in there and he was just like, he was honestly struggling. And I felt like the cashier guy was being like, he was really frustrated with him because of how old he was.
Yeah.
But I noticed it and I was just minding my business, but he happened to be walking right behind me. on my way out, and he was like I held the door open for him, and he was like, oh my God, like, you don't understand how good that felt. Like, no one ever opens the door for me anymore. No one ever holds the door for me anymore. Like, no one even asked me how my day was. No one says hi to me. Like, it hurt my heart to hear him say that, because it's like, are people really that bitter? You know, like, you can't just smile. You can't just open the door for somebody. You can't ask them how their day is. You can't say, like, well, I hope you have a good day. Like, you can't just be nice.
It's so easy.
Exactly.
I just told somebody that, like, I actually told my therapist that, like, so being a veteran, when you're in the military, I'm sure you guys already seen this, but you see people walk around in their uniform. Like, I used to be like that guy, and everybody want to shake your hand, thank you for your service, buy you food, or all this stuff, you know. And then when you get out, like, you know, the homeless veterans out here is, like, insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, first off, I don't believe anyone should be homeless. But I definitely don't believe any veteran should be homeless. And then, you know, they just get stepped over. And it's like, where's the humanity? Like, I was a hero at one point in time. Like, you know, people would call me that. And then now it's just like, you suck. You know, you should have had your shit together. You should have saved the money. But nobody knows about, like, the mental or, like, the day-to-day trauma that people go through.
Right.
You know? Like, I always say, like, my trauma isn't your trauma. Like, yours is your own. I can't compare traumas with you, like, oh, I went through that too. Like, you should have did this. Like, no, everybody's going through it. So if we know that everybody's going through the trauma, why not just be human? You know? That's crazy, though.
It is.
What else you got?
Shit. I mean, we could keep going or we could wrap it up. You know, because I could take y'all down through some other stuff.
You
What
can.
time is it?
It's 11, it's almost 12 o'clock. All right, so last question, though.
Okay.
Since y'all are women. So, do y'all believe in the traditional way of marriage, or do you feel like everybody should just be with everybody?
Ooh, see,
What
you asking the
exactly do you
right.
mean
So-
by the traditional way? Of
Okay,
marriage?
so traditional marriage, like majority of American way of marriage, I guess I'll say, with like one being with one person, you know?
Okay.
Or do you feel like, you know, as a human being, you should just be allowed to be with who you want and also give birth with anybody you want? Like, there should be no stipulations. Like, nobody should own me. Should be no death till we die. You know, no death do us part.
I mean, I feel like that's marriage. Like, you're saying that you want to do this, you know, like, it's a whole commitment. And if you can't make a simple, it's not really a simple commitment, but it's like,
No, it's not.
it's like having a kid. You gotta, if you have a kid, you can't just let that kid go, you know, like, you have the kid, you gotta raise the kid, you gotta, you know, do whatever it takes to make sure that kid is okay. But with the marriage, it's like the same thing. You have to, like, once you're in a marriage, you have to make sure that your marriage is okay. You have to make sure that your partner is happy. You have to make sure that, like, everything is straight. It's like, it's just life. But would you rather, you know, would you rather be stuck with, you know, with the kid or with somebody that's gonna, you know, be able to, how am I trying to say this?
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to understand.
I'm trying to put it in words, you know, like, I have it in my mind, you know, but I can't put it, you know, out there.
You want to go while she get her words?
Yes.
Oh, see, so this is a deep conversation for me because this is actually one of the reasons why me and my ex broke up. So, to me, I feel like I'm very old-fashioned, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type of person who, in a relationship, I give my all. I can't give my all to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like where I'm at right now in this point in my life, I'm not ready for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't be ready for kids for like another 7-8 years, give or take. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it's just like I said, I can't give that energy to everybody. I'm kind of like, I want to find my person. You know what I'm saying? I want my person to find me. I want to find somebody who makes me so crazy in love that, like, I don't want to give that time and attention to nobody else because, yeah, everybody else is cool. You know, there's a lot of attractive people in this world, men and women, but it's like, not everybody is going to make you feel that way. But then again, I've been having this conversation a lot with my roommate lately. And it's like, we can never fully have everything that we want in somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We could sit here and a lot of people say, well, you know, write down a list of the man that you want to write down. That's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Because if I write down a list, nobody's ever going to be able to check all of those boxes. You know what I'm saying? I might get 50%, I might get 45%. Shit, I might only get 25% of what, you know what I'm saying?
And that's an unfair pressure to put on one person too.
And it is. And that's my thing, is like, I don't want somebody to feel that, you know, so pressured to the point where it's like, okay, you have to live up to all my expectations. So I'm a very open person. I'm a very understanding person. Like, be who you are. That's all I ever accept, because I'm gonna be me regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm weird. You finna get all of me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if I feel like I need to change some shit because it's weighing you down, then I'll make that decision. You know what I'm saying? But to me, it's like, I can't give my energy to one person. But at the same time, I don't want somebody to feel pressure to be everything, you know, that I want or need them to be. It's like, just be who you are. And putting a label on it, like, that has to be something that's just mutually felt. Like, with me and my ex, it wasn't mutually felt. You know what I'm saying? We were together for going on 3 years, and we actually had an argument. He told me, like, it's stupid that you want to get married. Dead ass, with his own words, it's stupid that you want to get married. You know why people get married? It's propaganda. It's business. It's, you know what I'm saying? Marriages don't last anyway. And I'm like, that's... part of that is true, but it's not 100% true, because people get married because they're madly and deeply in love with each other, and there's couples that have been married for 50 going on 60 years, you know what I'm saying? Purely out of love, and money ain't got nothing to do with it. They probably still broke to this day. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Exactly. They're happy. They love each other. They probably got like a whole bunch of kids and grandkids and a house, and you know what I'm saying? Like those old fashioned values. But it's one of those things that really depends on the person, and it depends on, like, it comes down to compromise at the end of the day, because I mean, we're all human. We fall in and out of love, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we have to compromise whether we want to be with somebody who wants these values and these hopes and dreams with us, or we have to settle for somebody who doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And that settle is compromise. It's compromise. You're compromising your life for somebody, and it comes down to if that's what you're willing to do or not. Because if that person's not willing to settle down and marry you, somebody else is going to want to. You know what I'm saying? It might take you 30, 40 more people, maybe 5, 6 more years, but eventually, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll come. But it's just like, I don't know. It really just depends on the person. It depends on the relationship and the bond. And I feel like as adults, as people who are old enough to make the decision to whether they want to get married or whether they want to stay together or not, like, just make that choice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people like to beat around the bush, and that's why shit doesn't last, or, you know, people fall out of love so easily and it's not communicated, and that's why shit doesn't last. But if we all have an understanding within each other and we can all communicate, then there would definitely be a lot more, you know, successful relationships and marriages. So
you got your words?
Yeah.
No,
she understand that.
I'm gonna let you finish it up.
Basically, I'm gonna change it. See, where I was going with the kids, it's just like that's a commitment, and marriage is a commitment. Like, you're gonna be stuck with your kid, you're gonna be stuck with your partner. If you can, like, be comfortable with your partner, you can build with them, you can grow with them, and you can continue to, like, be happy and live your life. That's amazing. That's really all I could really ever ask for, is just to find that one person to just live my life with. And it doesn't matter if there's a label on it. It's nice to, like, have a ring on your finger. It's nice to know, like, for sure, like, to have evidence, to have proof, to have, like, this reassurance in your mind. But, like, it doesn't matter. Like, marriage is, it kind of is superficial. Like, just because of the fact that not everybody can do it. You know, not everybody can be
I never even thought
committed.
About polygamy either.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Not
right.
everybody can be committed to one person. And that's, like, it's sad to me, just because it's like, I get bored, I get frustrated, and I get kind of, like, upset when I have
when somebody's slacking in something
Exactly.
you, like, you
and
need,
you're
or
passionate
you're
about,
craving.
like, that you need. And that's it's upsetting sometimes, but at the same time, like, you can't expect too much from other people. So that's another thing with marriage. It's like you can get into it and
That's
you can
why
have your
I said
vows.
you gotta compromise. It's like, all right, this is who you are. This is who I am. You love me. I love you. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? You want to get married? Nah, okay, then we can just be together. Fuck it. Type shit, you know.
But at the same time, it's like, it would be okay, but I know myself, like, I could say, yeah, like, I want just that person. I just want that vibe. But at the same time, it's really nice to just, like, know that that person's not going to go to nobody else. And that's what marriage is too. Like, this is a commitment. This is like,
it's
loyalty.
that reassurance.
Exactly.
My
like,
ex was trying to take a part of my company without putting a ring on my finger, and that's really what got me. I was like, so you want to be co-owner, CEO of a company I built from the ground up since 18 years old, but you're not even sure if you want to be with me down the line. So what, we're going to be going through all kind of court and suit and all of that stuff because now you have part of your name on my company and you think you're going to get some money from it. Like, no, what?
So there's good and bad things with marriage, but man,
you know,
I don't even know, like, what could
but
you
polygamy,
do?
that's another thing.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't like sharing.
I've always wanted a girlfriend. I've always wanted to know what it was like to have a girlfriend and a boyfriend, but I feel like it would be too much because then I wouldn't really want to deal with my girlfriend's issues, but I know that they would be there. I don't know. That one's hard. Like, I don't see how people can do that. Like, you not just taking on one person's troubles, you taking on two, and what if they both got kids and now you like how does that
yeah,
I mean, it sounds nice, but from the distance, like, okay, you know, it's us, and then, you know, we just call you when we need you. That's how it would have to work in order for it to work. But we ain't living together. You ain't borrowing my car. You're not getting a key to my crib. I'm sorry. We live separate lives.
I couldn't do a polygamous relationship just because of like sex. Like, I can't share. Like, that's just a weird thought for me to know that somebody else is messing with what's mine.
I used to be like that, but then it all comes down to, like, you just have to, that's where that confidence in your relationship comes. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you're dealing with, you're going to have to trust that person on that level to be like, okay, you know, this is us, and this person is just an extra in our relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Like, why would you even need that extra? You know, like,
some people are just freaks. Some people just like to have two sets of titties and ass up in their face.
You think it's all about the sex, or do you think it's just all about the, like you said, you can't get it from one person?
I feel like it's about the sex.
I feel like it's a mixture of both, to be honest. I feel like in nowadays where we are, there's technology is crazy. I feel like there's just so much stuff going on, you know what I'm saying, to where it's like people are just starting to show that they're just fucking kinky. Like, our parents are, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are just starting to let it show more. They're starting to put it out in the open. So I feel like it's a mixture of that, but I also feel like it's a mixture of, you know, whatever is lacking in somebody that another person brings to the table. And maybe it's not, maybe it could just be the same, but I feel like sometimes it could be a mixture of both. You never really know. You know.
All right. Well, I'm going to save the rest of the relationship talk for part 2.
Part 2.
You know, because I could just get y'all on the phone and we could just get the audio right in time for Valentine's Day. Because a lot of people was like on them topics right now. Like, my homegirl, I can't go too deep into it, but she's like, she wants to have like a husband and another wife. You know what I'm saying? So she's like really passionate. She really breaks that shit down.
I'm telling you, that shit sounds nice. It does. It sounds lovely.
But
it does.
I definitely appreciate having y'all on my show. For sure. Y'all is like super cool, dog. Like, I like your nails too.
Thank you.
But yeah, y'all wanna like drop y'all handles or y'all? I don't know if y'all got. Obviously, you got Instagram.
Mine is at milehigh_queen. Business page is Onyx Supremacy.
And I'm gonna put it like on the title too. So
mine is at foreign _N_love. Yes, that's it.
Okay, bet. That's a wrap then.
Yeah. Look. Speaking of conquest, I'm deep in your conscious. You recently digressed, but secretly digest about anything I bless, anything I stress.